your account, we made this an error. Twitter stock closing the day in the green, but down for the month. Let's take it up with our political power panel, the Daily Signal's Kelsey Harkness and Democrat strategist Danielle McLaughlin. So, Kelsey, the controversy is that New York Times, the New York Times hired somebody practicing hate speech. And you know what's interesting, Kelsey? The New York Magazine's Andrew Sullivan did the same thing that Candace Owens did. Just, took the word out, took white out to make the point that she is practicing hate speech. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for having me, Liz. I have to say how ironic that in banning Candace from Twitter, Twitter actually proved her exact point, that there is a huge double standard when it comes to how we deal with race in America. Somehow it's okay to disparage entire broad groups of white people, but then nobody, rightly so, would find it acceptable to say the same thing about black people, African Americans, or Jewish people. So I think Candace made a very good point, and I think Twitter did the right thing by apologizing.
Here's what the answer from the New York Times, Danielle, was that the New York Times is basically now getting blasted for an incompetent response to criticisms of its hiring of Sarah Jeong. Here's what they said. Well, for a period of time, Sarah Jeong responded to harassment on Twitter by imitating the rhetoric of her harassers. She sees now that this approach only served to feed the vitriol we see on social media. She regrets that we don't condone it. Okay, here's the thing. Here's why this is being criticized, Danielle. This is why what the Times says is nonsense. Jeong responded to trolls on Twitter by posting slurs about an entire race of people for 2 years. She didn't just answer the trolls directly, right? She just went on and on for 2 years. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I have no reason to doubt the Times' reporting or the Times' explanation for this. And ironically, what Sarah Jeong did and what Candace Owens did are exactly the same thing, which is turning a slur on its head to see what the reaction is like. Twitter made a huge mistake. They should have banned all of them or banned none of them. So I agree completely with Kelsey that Candace Owens should not have been banned in the sense that the others weren't banned at all.
To Facebook, the Wall Street Journal now reporting that Mark Zuckerberg's company is now asking large U.S. banks to share with the social media company their bank customers' account information, like credit card transactions and checking account balances. Facebook claiming it's all part of an effort to offer new banking services to its users. Reminder, Facebook's daily active users down, according to their last quarterly report. The stock ending the day in the green, but down for the month. I mean, Kelsey, there's privacy controls over there, not so state-of-the-art. Now they want our bank account information?
Yes, Liz, I think this is a case of unfortunate timing for us to find out about this, because it's coming off the heels of a lot of users being very upset about Facebook selling and profiting off of our private and personal information without being transparent. I will say Facebook has a right to use its information that it garners from us using its platform, but I think it has an obligation to be transparent about that.
But
and
it's
I
pretty
think
scary.
banks should learn a lesson
Do you
too.
want your checking account information on Facebook?
I certainly don't, and I think banks should actually take a lesson from what happened to Facebook and the fallout that they faced, and maybe say, wait a minute, we need to learn more about this and take it slowly. Although I do think this is the natural evolution where companies like Facebook are looking to move.
Danielle, Facebook telling Fox Business that the report, they take issue with it, that they're saying they're only asking for financial transaction data, but then Facebook went on to say it does want users to link their bank accounts to their Facebook page so they can keep track of data like account balances and receipts and the like. I mean, they're claiming they're not going to use this information for advertising. Do you believe them?
Well, after Cambridge Analytica and 87 million people's data being given to a third party, I think we're all right to be a little bit concerned about what Facebook might do. They say that it's opt-in, which is important so people can make the decision if they want to. From a political or PR perspective, I think this is a horrible idea, especially now. But we can see that with the stock dipping 19 points, it's on a rise because Facebook is looking for a new market.
Do you think people will unplug once they see their bank account up on Facebook? I know you get to up in. I mean, to make people don't really like. I mean, look at it's not trending so great in terms of user count, Kelsey. Quickly.
I think Facebook needs to be transparent about whatever it wants to do. It needs to allow people to opt in for these types of things where they'd be sharing very sensitive information.
Kelsey and Danielle, you're going to be right back with us.